Hello, friends. This is Harshini from Med Mentors, and today we are going to look at CML or chronic myeloid leukemia. So, CML is a myeloproliferative neoplasm characterized by overproduction of cells of the myeloid series. It's in the name, myeloid leukemia. So, overproduction of cells of the myeloid series. What is the pathogenesis? As you can see in this picture, it's mainly due to Philadelphia chromosome abnormality. What's Philadelphia chromosome abnormality? You see there are two chromosomes, 22 chromosome and 9th chromosome. Now, portion of the 9th chromosome and 22nd chromosome translocate. The 9th chromosome will become longer, 22nd chromosome is already short, will become even more shorter. So it's called 22q minus, 9th is called 9q plus. And in this 22nd chromosome, there will be a gene called BCR gene. And in the 9th chromosome, there's a gene called ABL gene. Now, this ABL gene translocates from the 9th chromosome to the 22nd chromosome after the translocation. So this chromosome, which has the BCR and the ABL gene, is called as 22q minus or the Philadelphia chromosome. So you can ask, it's not getting lost. It's still in our genome. So there is no gene deletion or gene insertion. What is the problem? That is because this BCR and ABL gene should not come in contact with each other. If they come in contact with each other, they will cause abnormality in a pathway called as JAK-STAT pathway. Jack started a pathway. Just think something, okay? Jack start pathway. This pathway will cause tyrosine kinase abnormalities, and eventually there will be there will be irregularities in gene transcription. So if the DNA or the gene transcription is getting affected, we are going to get a neoplasm, which we call as CML. What's the most important point in this slide? Philadelphia chromosome. There are three phases in CML. Why is this phasing important? Because you have to face this, because if the patient goes into blast crisis, it means it's very severe. There is a very high chance of fatality in the blast crisis. A patient generally remains in the chronic phase for like years, and then an accelerated phase for months, and in blast crisis just 3 to 6 months. What's after this blast crisis? Either a cure or death. Okay, you can't exist in blast crisis immature for a long time, indefinitely. uh, Mainly you have to know about the percentage of blasts. In chronic phase there'll be 10 to 15% of blasts. What are blasts? They are the irregular cells which are not suitable. Okay, in accelerated phase 15 to 30%, depends on the books you might follow. It could be 15 to 29% or 16 to 30%. It could be anything. It's in this range. And in blast crisis generally more than 30%. It's a blast crisis. Why is this blast crisis important? Because look at these cells. Some are pink, some are blue. What's the significance of this? More blue means more basophilic stain. What has this basophilic stain? uh, these nucleus generally has this blue color stain. So if there is more blue, it means there are more mitotic figures. More mitotic figures are generally not good. They are indicative of cancer. In chronic phase, there it's like pink cells are 50-50. In accelerated phase, you can see the blue cells increase, and in the blast crisis you can only see the blue cells. So there will be an increased genomic instability in the blast crisis. There will be increased blast cells in bone marrow and blood. There will be an extramedullary disease. So it's more severe blast crisis. So what's wrong in this blood picture finding? These RBCs, there is a very large amount of central pallor, right? And the cells are very pale. These RBCs are microcytic hypochromic RBCs. Why are they microcytic hypochromic? Because there is an increased proliferation of cells in the myeloid generation. That means the bone marrow itself, it can't produce everything. So in order to increase this production, it decreases the RBC production. So there's going to be an increased amount of RBCs. There's increased amount of mature neutrophils. And a key finding here is that not just one type of cell will be increased. In all cancers, a particular type of cell will be increased. But in this case, cells of the promyelocyte generation will also be present. Metamyelocyte generation will also be present. Mature neutrophils will also be present. varying stages of development. All cells in each stage of development, they will be present. Normal cells like eosinophil, there will generally be a little bit of basophilia and eosinophilia. Normally, we won't see basophils, but in this case, in this blood picture, we'll see basophils. If you see basophils itself, generally you'll have to, investigate for leukemia. So this is this. So as I said, it shows mature neutrophils, metamyelocytes, myelocytes. Hemoglobin is less than 11 grams, which means anemia, right? Microcytic hypochromic anemia. Increased amount of leukocytes, marked leukocytosis, and thrombocytosis. This is a very confusing part, people. There could be a thrombocytosis or there could be a thrombocytopenia. Okay, in our book, it will be given as thrombocytosis. But in our exam, they gave us a clinical case scenario where the platelet count was very less, okay, very less. So many people got confused and they wrote the diagnosis as AML because it was, somewhat similar to AML. In AML, there's generally thrombocytopenia, but in CML, even in advanced cases, there could be thrombocytopenia. Okay, not just thrombocytosis, thrombocytopenia can also be present. So if you are given a clinical case scenario, don't decide what is what based on thrombocytosis or thrombocytopenia. There could be both. In advanced cases there could even be thrombocytopenia, so don't get confused. Okay, so hence it's called as college girl or garden party appearance. Why is it called so? You see, in school, all of us used to wear only the same uniform. But in college, different girls, girls are generally more colorful than boys. Boys have the same three, four colors, but girls are generally more colorful. Each girl will look different, have different appearance. That's why this is called as college girl or garden party appearance. Why? Because you see, there is not a single cell proliferation. Cells of different shapes, different sizes, all types of cells are proliferating here. Hence it's also called as college girl or garden party appearance. There'll be different things when you see, okay, it'll be colorful. Bone marrow findings, most characteristic finding is the sea blue histiocyte. Okay, it's just a fancy term for macrophage, sea blue histiocyte. Never forget this. Bone marrow is hypercellular. Why is it hypercellular? Because it's producing so many, leukocytes. So it obviously has to be hypercellular. They go from the marrow only, no? So hypercellular marrow. And the myeloid to erythrocytic production ratio is greater than 20:1. Why is it greater? Because as we saw in this picture, RBCs are less, myeloid cells from the myeloid generation are more. So the myeloid to erythroid ratio will also be greater than 20:1. Okay, increase them, decrease D, so ratio also increases. Clinical features, most important. The patient will almost always be typically 40 to 60-year-old patient. It has a late onset, fourth to sixth decade of life only. Okay, uh, imagine a person with that salt and pepper haircut, salt and pepper look, because most of 40 to 60 they won't be completely great. Imagine someone your parents age or your uncles and aunties age. Okay, they will be extreme they will be extremely pale. Think they do not even go out because of CML, they do not even go out. They have, they do not look at the sun. They won't be white people, they will be pale. There's a difference. Pale means they will look dark. If they have a dark skin tone, they will look dark, but the glow will be very less. It'll look whitish. Okay, like you have applied powder on them. Extremely pale, and they'll suddenly become thin. It's more noticeable in 40 to 60-year-old patients because they are generally not in older people, they will all be generally thin, but in 40 to 60-year-old many people will be kind of thick. So when they become thin, it's very well noticeable. And the most important sign is a massive splenomegaly. Have you all gone to your medicine wards? Have you seen massive splenomegaly patients? You can palpate a spleen even near the umbilicus or even below the umbilicus sometimes. Generally, a spleen will be present somewhere here, just below the ribs. And how hard you try, I'm sure you guys can't find your spleen because it's normal. But these patients will have massive dragging splenomegaly. If you touch here, the belly won't be squishy. Okay, it will be very hard because of the splenomegaly. If this point is given, then it's almost a 50-50 chance of whether it's a CML or something else. Most probably it's a CML if it's given in your question. Massive splenomegaly for CML. Why is there a massive splenomegaly? Because all those abnormal leukocytes, will be trapped in the spleen. So spleen will automatically become bigger to accommodate increased amount of cell trapping and killing. Treatment, we have tablets called imatinib therapy, bone marrow transplant, because ultimately the bone marrow is going to produce these immature leukocytes, increased amount of leukocytes, blasts. So bone marrow, we can just transplant a healthy marrow, and chemotherapy, like every other cancer. So I've given you guys a mnemonic. The mnemonic is on 22nd September or 22/9. Many college girls, they went for a sea vacation in Philadelphia. They looked very pale and they ate till their stomachs bulged. This is very random. Why am I giving this? Imagine on 22nd 9 or 22nd September, there were many college girls. 22/9, it's a Philadelphia chromosome. College girl appearance, which means different generations, different types of cells, because they are from different generation of the myeloid series. All mature neutrophils will be seen, eosinophilia will be seen, basophilia will be seen, metamyelocytes will be seen, promyelocytes, every single cell of the myeloid generation will be seen, will be increased. C. Why did they go for a sea vacation? Sea blue histiocytes. They went to Philadelphia. Also, the 22/9 translocation is called Philadelphia. Philadelphia does not have a C, guys, but for mnemonic, anything's okay as long as you remember. On 22/9, college girls went for a sea vacation in Philadelphia. They looked pale. Why do they look pale? Because of microcytic hypochromic anemia. They look pale. And they ate till their stomachs bulged. This is, stomach, why do they bulge? Because of the massive splenomegaly. That's the mnemonic. Remember, 22/9 or Philadelphia chromosome translocation, college girl appearance. That means all stages of the myeloid generation will be present. C blue histiocytes in bone marrow, characteristic finding. Philadelphia chromosome, 22/9 also called. This is very important point. Please remember. They'll look very pale, paler. 40 to 60-year-old people who look pale, lost large amount of weight, and stomachs will be big. Why? Due to the massive splenomegaly or dragging spleen. That's it, people. I think we covered. I The only thing which we did not cover is the faces. Faces greater than 30%. It's the range greater than 30%. Three phases: chronic accelerated blast greater than 30%. We have blast crisis. It's a very, you should look into it very soon, because the most common cause of death in CML is the patient going into a blast crisis. That's it, people. Thanks for your patience. That's it. Bye. Bye bye.